Hello, everyone. Last week we talked about what it was like to have patience and talking about how patience was a way that we are waiting, but we are waiting with a positive attitude. So I kind of thought I'd build a little bit off of that from last week, and this week talk a little bit about happiness. So to give us something a little light and a little bit more fun to talk about, we're going to talk about happiness. How do you know if somebody is happy? Well, typically you see them smiling. Think about what you feel like when you smile. Smiling helps you to feel better. If you're smiling, it's very contagious. Your smile can make somebody else smile. So just smile. Think about in your day as you are smiling at other people, how many smiles did you get back? How many smiles did you make contagious to somebody else that you've been around? Smiling doesn't just make us feel good, it actually helps to improve our mood. Smiling can help us to reduce some stress. It brings happiness to our life. They say that if you smile a lot more, you are a little bit more likable, where people feel like they can approach you a little bit easier, more courteous, more friendly. Just having that smile and a little bit of that friendly body language helps us to feel good, and it helps those that are around us to feel good. When we do smile, it does have an effect on us. You know, as we smile, our brain, it's aware that we're doing that, and the more that we smile, the better that we feel. Our bodies are taking in the way that our body language is acting and the way that we're responding to things in our environment by smiling and being happy. And it really does affect our tendency to not be as negative, to not feel negative, to have those negative feelings and those negative thoughts for ourselves. So if you smile enough, maybe it'll become a little bit more of a habit to keep more positive thoughts and positive thinking in comparison to negative thoughts or negative thinking. So I want to ask you a question. What is happiness? If you have to define or tell me what happiness means, what is happiness? So take a second and kind of think about that a little bit. You can pause the video if you want to kind of think. But how would you truly define happiness? To me, happiness is a lot of things. Happiness is a feeling. Happiness is where I can have a conversation and I can talk about things and I can express myself and express my feelings and opinions without any blame. There's no negativity. There's nobody blaming me for thoughts that I have or things that I want to say and things that I want to share with somebody else. Happiness is being a way of being totally honest about what I am and who I am and what I have to share with other people. It is that good, solid feeling of being truly happy. Being able to express myself and express different thoughts and feelings that make me feel good, that make me feel happy. So another thing I want you to kind of think about is we know how we feel. We can tell how we're feeling and how we are feeling on the inside. But how do we know if somebody else is happy? What does somebody else do that helps you to know that they are happy? I want you to think about that as well. You can pause the video, or I'll give you a couple minutes here to kind of think about that. But how do you know if somebody else is happy? I think when we think about if we know if somebody else is happy, we do look a lot at their non-verbal communication. We do kind of look at how they are presenting themselves. What is their face showing us? Are they smiling? Do they have a sad face? We're reading a lot of those non-verbal cues. What are they doing with their face? Are they frowning a lot? Are they very happy? smiling. What is their body language like? Are they kind of closed in? Are they hunched over? Are they kind of curled up in a ball if they're sitting somewhere? Maybe they've got a hoodie on and their hood is closed up and they don't want to really be seen. Or are they very open and willing to talk and friendly and voicing those different things to you? There's something that I've heard that people call happy standing. I know that we've talked about it here at the center a few times, where they say if you stand with your hands on your hips and you stand up nice and tall for 5 minutes, it makes you feel very empowered. And it does. And I think if we practice what we call maybe happy standing, there's no right or wrong way to do it, but how can you stand in a positive way that lets people know that you are feeling happy, lets yourself know that you're feeling happy? So if you can practice your body language, standing in a happy way, what's the difference between you standing in a happy way in comparison to standing in a sad way? What about your body changes? What is happening in the way that other people are seeing your body, and how you're using your facial expressions and your body movements and things like that to share with somebody else how happy you're feeling, or sharing with somebody that you're not feeling very happy. But today, we're going to really talk about how we can build up our happiness. So I thought of a few different ideas. You know, when we think about what it is to be truly happy, there are things that we have that are outside of our control. Like people say money doesn't buy happiness, or if you win the lottery, is that truly happiness? Having a new relationship, meeting somebody new, a lot of those things can bring us happiness, yes. But are you truly happy? Can you be happy for a long time, like consistently happy, or a word that people can use is sustained happiness? How can we take those little events that happen in our lives that are big to us, that make us feel really happy, but helping us to keep that happiness alive, to make sure that it's a true feeling of happiness? If I win the lottery, yes, that can make me feel very happy, but there's other things that are in my life that if I don't have those, that doesn't mean anything. I could have all the money in the world, but if I'm not really happy, what's that money going to do for me? Money isn't always everything. So we're going to think about some things, some little exercises today that you can do to maybe help make sure that you're always feeling happy. You can keep that happiness alive. One of those things is to be grateful. So maybe every day, once a week, whatever you would like. Maybe you could write down or find 3 things in which you are grateful for. If you could do that every day, it would make a big difference. Finding 3 things that you are very grateful for. Even on our worst days, we can always find something that we're grateful for, something that we are very thankful that we have. And sometimes maybe those things that you're grateful for might be the same thing from day to day. Maybe you are really grateful that you have a place to live, or food on the table, or friends that are there, or staff that are there to help you, family that is there to love you. There are different things that we are grateful for, even on our greatest days and even on our worst days. So can you identify at least 3 things that you're grateful for or thankful for? Something else to help out with being happy is having an act of kindness. Make some sort of effort to do something nice for somebody else. No other reason than just to be nice. Maybe you can surprise them with some sort of simple act of kindness. That little thing can help turn their day around and your day around. There doesn't have to be a purpose or something that you're going to get out of it, except for the fact that you've done something nice for somebody else. And a random act of kindness, doing anything that you can to be nice and to do something nice for somebody else. Something else that's really hard for a lot of us, myself included, to have that motivation is to exercise. There are a lot of positive things with exercise. being physically active and up and moving and just going for a walk or lifting some weights or doing some stretching, doing a little bit of yoga. Those things are very important to our body. If we just sit all day, our bodies aren't moving, that blood isn't flowing real well, and we're just not up and moving, it can really change our attitude, really change how we're feeling on the inside. Meditation, taking a little bit of time to a calming time, a quiet time. Maybe you're somebody that likes to listen to music. You can just sit and listen to very relaxing, calming music. Maybe you like to have it quiet. Just take some time to sit and listen to some noises that are in your house. It's just some time that you can take to yourself. Some quiet time that's going to allow you to reflect, to think, to really focus on what those things in life are that make you really happy. Maybe you could do some journaling. Journaling is something that you can write about anything. I know we can always talk about and identify different things that make us happy, or talk about and identify different things that happen in our life. But the time that it takes to actually sit down and just write those things out in a notebook. Just have a little notebook each day and write down something that was positive for yourself, a positive event. Maybe your positive event for that day could be that it's been cloudy for a few days and the sun finally came out. Or maybe you got a magazine in the mail that you have been waiting for. Maybe you got a phone call from somebody that you've been waiting to hear from. Or maybe it could be that your favorite lunch was served that day for lunch. What is something that you could write about and really just take the time to journal about it? Just maybe a simple few sentences that tells us, this is what I'm thankful for and grateful for, and this is something positive that happened today, and write that out in a journal. And the last thing I have for you is making sure that we're taking care of the relationships that we have in our life. Positive and healthy relationships are very important. We need those social connections with different people. We need those social connections with people that will help influence our mood and help carry us through some of those tough times. People are there to help us, and people are there to listen and to be a good friend. And if we can rely on people and spending time with people like friends and family, it really does help our mood. It really does help us to stay happy and to help make that happiness last for a long time. Right now, I know relationships are tough. It's hard to see some of the people that we want to see. We're not able to see some of the people that we want to see. But if you can't see your loved ones every day, you can still have contact with them. Make a phone call. Have them call you. Write a letter. People love to get letters. A handwritten letter is so important to get. There's so many things that we can do to reach out to our loved ones or have our loved ones reach out to us. So this week I really want you to focus on happiness. What makes you happy? Where is a happy place that you can go? I really want you to focus on positive things and to really bring those out this week. Coming together to identify happy places, happy things, any little thing that can help us to feel happiness and to have that happiness stay alive. We've talked about being patient and waiting, but having that positive attitude. Well, these things that make us happy are things that we can also help to identify in working on keeping that positive attitude. They kind of go hand in hand. Okay, well that's all that I have for you today. I hope as we get together throughout this week, you'll share some of those happy things with me, what makes you happy, what makes you feel happy, and how you can kind of tell others around you are happy or not happy. I hope you have a really great week. And remember, stay happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.